The wait is officially over. And what just leaked might change everything we thought we knew about Bridgerton Season 4. The new official trailer for Part 3 has surfaced, and if you thought the drama had already reached its peak, think again. Secrets are exploding into the open. Proposals are happening when no one expects them. And scandals, they are about to shake the ton to its very foundation. Trust me, nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared us for what this trailer reveals. The trailer wastes no time. It opens in darkness with the faint sound of hurried footsteps echoing through the halls of Bridgerton House. There's a sense of urgency of something unraveling behind closed doors. And then we see her, Sophie, standing alone, her expression unreadable, but her eyes filled with something we've never seen before, determination. This is not the broken woman we watched suffer. This is someone who has discovered a truth powerful enough to change her fate forever. But before we can even process that shift, the trailer cuts to Benedict. And the look on his face says it all. He knows something big. The playful artist, the man who once hesitated and doubted himself, is gone. In his place stands someone sharper, more focused, a man who looks like he's finally ready to fight, not just for love, but for justice. His voice comes in over the scene, low and steady, saying that the time for silence is over. And in that moment, you feel it, the calm before the storm. What makes this trailer so shocking is the way it hints at secrets buried deep within the tone's glittering surface. There's a quick but powerful glimpse of a document being sealed with wax passed discreetly from one hand to another. The camera lingers just long enough for us to understand that whatever is written inside could destroy reputations. And if there's one thing the Ton fears more than anything, it's exposure. Then comes the first major bombshell. Violet stands at the center of a crowded ballroom, her posture straight, her voice firm. The music fades, the whispers quiet, and every eye turns toward her. We don't hear every word she says, but we hear enough. She speaks of truth, of honor, of a union that will not be dictated by gossip or cruelty. The reactions in the room are priceless: shock, disbelief, and in some faces, pure outrage. Whatever Violet has just announced, it's something that challenges the rules of high society. And just when you think the focus will remain on Benedict and Sophie, the trailer expands its reach. We see Francesca in a candlelit room, her hands trembling slightly as she confesses something deeply personal to Michaela. The air between them is heavy with emotion. Francesca looks torn, as if she's standing at the edge of a decision that could redefine her entire future. Michaela listens with quiet intensity, her expression soft but unwavering. Their connection feels stronger than ever, and the trailer makes it clear that this storyline is about to take a bold and unexpected turn. It's not just about romance, it's about identity, courage, and stepping into a truth that society may not be ready to accept. But the real tension returns when we see Benedict confronting a shadowed figure in what appears to be a private study. His voice rises, filled with controlled anger. He accuses this person of manipulation, of lies that have poisoned lives for far too long. The camera cuts to a close shot of Sophie's mother's necklace resting in his palm. That necklace, again, a symbol of the past, a key to everything. It's clear now that the truth about Sophie's heritage is far more complicated than we imagined. And someone in the Ton has worked very hard to keep it hidden. The trailer teases a confrontation that looks explosive. Lady Araminta is shown watching from across a grand staircase, her expression icy and calculating. But there's something different this time. There's a flicker of fear in her eyes. For the first time, it seems she may not be in control, and if her secrets are exposed, the consequences won't just affect her, they will ripple through the entire social circle. Then comes a moment that truly stops the heart. Benedict and Sophie stand facing each other in a quiet garden at dusk. There's distance between them, both physical and emotional. Sophie speaks first. We can't hear every word, but we understand the weight of what she's saying. She refuses to be anyone's second choice. She refuses to hide. Her strength is undeniable. And instead of interrupting her, Benedict listens. Really listens. His expression softens, and for the first time, we see complete vulnerability in his eyes. But the trailer doesn't give us an easy resolution. Instead, it shifts to chaos. Raised voices, a shattered glass, a letter falling to the floor. Someone has discovered something they were never meant to see. The camera flashes to Eloise, her face pale as she reads a note that clearly carries devastating news. Could this be connected to her growing connection with Philip Crane, or is this something even bigger? A scandal that ties multiple families together? The pacing quickens. Music builds. We see a carriage racing through the streets at night. Inside, a figure clutches a ring box tightly, their knuckles white with tension. A proposal is coming, but is it the one we expect? The trailer cleverly avoids showing exactly who is on one knee, leaving us suspended in pure anticipation. All we see is a gasp, a tear, and a hand reaching forward in shock. And just when you think the trailer has shown its hand, it delivers one final twist, a masked ball. Glittering chandeliers, laughter that feels almost too loud. Beneath the elegance, there's danger. The camera focuses on an unknown figure slipping through the crowd, watching Benedict and Sophie from behind a golden mask. The message is clear. Even as love blooms and truths rise to the surface, someone is still plotting in the shadows. If this trailer proves anything, it's that part 3 will not be a simple love story. It will be a battle for reputation, for freedom, for the right to love openly and without shame. And as the final shot fades to black with the words, "Everything changes," one thing becomes certain. The ton will never be the same again. And just when you think the storm has already hit its peak, the trailer dives even deeper into the chaos that is about to consume the ton. Section 2 of this explosive preview shifts the focus to the consequences of the secrets that are now dangerously close to being exposed, because in Bridgerton, it's never just about the revelation. It's about the fallout. We begin with a tense breakfast scene at Bridgerton House. The entire family is seated at the table, but no one is eating. The air feels heavy. Anthony's jaw is tight. Kate watches quietly, reading the room with sharp awareness. Eloise looks distracted, clearly carrying something on her mind, and then Benedict speaks. His voice is calm, but there is steel underneath it. He tells his family that he will not allow Sophie to be dragged through the mud of society any longer, that whatever comes next, he is prepared for it. The reactions are mixed. There is concern, there is fear, but above all, there is loyalty. This is no longer just Benedict's fight. It is the family's. The trailer then cuts to whispers spreading like wildfire through a crowded promenade. The ton has caught wind of Violet's bold announcement. Women gather in tight circles, fans fluttering quickly as they exchange shocked glances. Men speak in hushed, judgmental tones. Words like scandal, improper, and unthinkable float through the air. It's clear that the idea of Sophie rising beyond her past is something many in high society cannot accept, and that resistance is about to grow louder. In one particularly powerful moment, Sophie is shown walking alone into a ballroom filled with people who suddenly fall silent at her presence. The music slows, conversations stop, every eye follows her. But instead of shrinking under the pressure, she holds her head high. There's strength in her posture, confidence in her steps. She has learned from every humiliation, every cruel word, and now she refuses to bow. It's a transformation that feels earned, not sudden. You can see it in her eyes. She is done apologizing for existing. But of course, the trailer reminds us that not everyone will stand by quietly. Lady Araminta appears once again, this time in a heated conversation with a powerful member of the ton. Her voice is sharp, almost desperate. She insists that Sophie is a threat to the natural order of society, that if someone like her is allowed to marry into the Bridgerton family, it will set a dangerous precedent. The fear in her argument reveals something deeper. She isn't just afraid of Sophie's rise. She's afraid of her own secrets being exposed in the process. And then comes another shocking twist. A quick glimpse shows what appears to be a formal investigation taking place. Papers are spread across a desk. A serious-looking gentleman questions a servant. It seems that someone has accused Sophie of something far more serious than we imagined. Could there be a legal battle ahead? Is this the final attempt to destroy her reputation before she secures her place beside Benedict? The tension in these moments is almost unbearable. Meanwhile, Francesca's storyline intensifies. We see her pacing in her room late at night, clearly overwhelmed. The expectations placed on her by society are closing in. But when Michaela appears, the atmosphere shifts. Their conversation is quiet, intimate, and filled with vulnerability. Francesca admits that she feels torn between what is expected of her and what her heart truly wants. Michaela encourages her to choose happiness, even if it means challenging tradition. The way they look at each other speaks volumes. This is no fleeting emotion, it's something real, something that could change both of their futures forever. The trailer then moves to Eloise, whose expression grows more conflicted by the second. She is shown meeting someone in secret, the exchange tense and urgent. There's mention of a letter that could ruin everything. Could this be connected to Philip Crane? Or has Eloise stumbled upon information about Sophie that could either save or destroy her? Eloise has always been curious, always searching for truth, but this time, her search might have consequences she never anticipated. And just when emotions are running high, the trailer gives us a scene that feels almost too good to be true. Benedict stands before Sophie in what looks like a quiet courtyard. He tells her that he has already begun making arrangements, that he refuses to let society dictate their fate. His voice is filled with certainty. He speaks of partnership, of equality, of building a life based on respect. Sophie listens carefully. The hurt from his past mistakes still lingers, but there's something new in her expression. Hope. But the trailer cleverly refuses to give us full comfort. As Benedict reaches for her hand, the scene abruptly cuts to a dramatic moment inside a grand assembly hall. A loud gasp echoes through the crowd. Someone has just revealed a piece of information that sends shockwaves across the room. Faces turn pale. A glass drops to the floor. And in the middle of it all stands Sophie, frozen. Whatever has just been exposed threatens to undo everything they've worked toward. The final moments of this section show the ton divided. Some stand firmly with the Bridgertons, offering quiet support. Others look ready to wage social war. And over it all, we hear Benedict's voice once more, steady and resolute. He says that love is not a weakness, it is strength. And he will not allow fear to win. If Section 1 was about secrets rising to the surface, Section 2 is about the battle lines being drawn. The question is no longer whether scandal will erupt. It's how far people are willing to go to protect their pride, their power, and their place in society. And as the music swells and the screen fades to black once again, one thing becomes painfully clear. The real fight is only just beginning. And just when it feels like the tension cannot possibly rise any higher, the trailer launches us into the most explosive part yet. Section 3 is where emotions collide, alliances are tested, and the true cost of love begins to show. Because in Bridgerton, passion has always come with a price, but this time, that price may be devastating. The trailer opens this segment with a storm rolling over London, thunder cracking across the sky as rain pours down over the city. It mirrors the chaos unfolding inside Bridgerton House. Voices are raised, doors close sharply. For the first time, we see Anthony losing his composure. He warns Benedict that the family name is not just a title, it is a responsibility. A single scandal could affect all of them. His concern is not cruel, it's protective. But Benedict refuses to back down. His reply is firm. He says that if the family name cannot survive the truth, then perhaps it deserves to be shaken. That line alone sends chills. It shows how much he has changed. He is no longer seeking approval. He is choosing conviction. Meanwhile, Sophie is facing her own storm. A scene flashes of her being cornered by a group of elite women at a gathering. Their smiles are polite, but their words are cutting. They question her background, her suitability, her place among them. The cruelty is subtle but sharp, yet instead of retreating, Sophie answers with calm dignity. She reminds them that birth does not determine worth. And for a brief second, you can see doubt flicker in the faces of those who tried to belittle her. This is not the girl who once felt disposable. This is a woman who knows her value. But the trailer makes it clear that someone is orchestrating events behind the scenes. We see Lady Araminta meeting secretly with a mysterious gentleman whose face is never fully revealed. Money exchanges hands, a document is signed. Whatever she is planning, it feels desperate. She knows she is losing control, and desperation makes people dangerous. There's a quick glimpse of a newspaper printing press rolling out fresh pages, ink still wet. Headlines about scandal, about deception, about a possible illegitimate claim. The threat is no longer whispers, it's public. Then comes a moment that changes everything. Eloise bursts into a room where Benedict and Sophie are arguing quietly. She holds a letter in her shaking hand. Her voice trembles as she reveals that the document proving Sophie's true heritage may not be as secure as they believed. Someone has challenged its legitimacy. If the claim fails, Sophie's reputation could be destroyed permanently. The weight of that possibility settles heavily over them. This is no longer about acceptance, it's about survival. In another powerful scene, Francesca stands before her family with unexpected courage. She speaks openly about following her heart, about refusing to live a life dictated by fear of gossip. Her words are not only about herself. They echo Sophie's struggle. Michaela watches from across the room, pride shining in her eyes. The trailer suggests that Francesca's boldness may inspire others to step forward as well. It feels like a quiet revolution brewing inside the Bridgerton household. The emotional core of this section, however, belongs to Benedict and Sophie. We see them separated by circumstance, each alone with their thoughts. Benedict in his studio staring at a half-finished painting of Sophie. Sophie in her room holding her mother's necklace tightly. There's a fear that perhaps love alone will not be enough. When they finally meet again, it's not dramatic, it's quiet, honest. Benedict admits that he cannot promise an easy life. He cannot promise silence from the tongue, but he promises to stand beside her in every storm. Sophie, tears in her eyes, tells him she does not want protection. She wants partnership, and in that moment, you can see understanding settle between them. But the trailer refuses to give us peace for long. A dramatic scene unfolds at what appears to be a formal engagement announcement. The room is decorated, guests are gathered, there's anticipation in the air. Benedict takes Sophie's hand as if preparing to speak, and then suddenly the doors swing open, a voice interrupts, gasps echo. The mysterious gentleman from earlier steps forward, holding a document that he claims will expose the real truth. The music cuts sharply, faces turn white. Sophie's hand slips slightly from Benedict's grasp. The screen flashes rapidly between reactions, Violet standing tall but shaken, Anthony stepping forward defensively, Lady Araminta watching with cold satisfaction, and Benedict, eyes blazing with fury. Whatever is written in that document has the power to undo everything. The question is whether it's truth or another carefully crafted lie. The final seconds of this section are heart-stopping. Sophie walks away alone into the night, her silhouette fading into darkness. Benedict shouts her name, but she doesn't stop. Rain begins to fall again, echoing the opening storm. Over this scene, we hear Sophie's voice softly saying that love should not require her to lose herself. And then, just before the screen cuts to black, we see Benedict drop to one knee. But not in front of her. He's alone, holding the ring, looking shattered. Has he lost her for good? If Section 2 was about battle lines being drawn, Section 3 is about everything collapsing at once. Trust is tested, loyalties are strained, and the future that once seemed so close now feels painfully uncertain. The trailer leaves us hanging on the edge of heartbreak, forcing us to ask the question we're all afraid of. Can love truly survive when the entire world is determined to tear it apart? But even this magical moment carries weight, because as the crowd reacts, the camera cuts briefly to Lady Araminta being escorted away quietly, her plans completely dismantled. The consequences have arrived. The era of manipulation is over. The final montage of the trailer feels almost dreamlike. Benedict and Sophie dancing under golden light. Francesca and Michaela sharing a quiet, hopeful smile. Eloise holding a new letter, her expression softer than before. Violet watching her children with pride and relief. And over it all, Benedict's voice returns one last time, saying that love is not about fitting into society's expectations. It is about rewriting them. The very last shot is breathtaking. Benedict and Sophie standing together in a sunlit garden, surrounded by blooming flowers, not hidden, not ashamed, just together. The screen fades to black with 3 words that send chills down your spine. Everything has changed. If this trailer proves anything, it's that Part 3 will not just deliver romance, it will deliver justice, growth, redemption. It will challenge the rules of the ton and remind us why we fell in love with this world in the first place. Because in the end, Bridgerton has never just been about scandal, it has always been about courage, and this season, courage wins.